It's Alicia Soikawa, the Empowered Woman. Welcome back. And had some crazy stuff happen this week. And it made me think about this would be a great topic because we're so good at handling things as women when everything's on schedule. Like the plane comes on time and leaves on time. But what happens when the plane gets canceled? There's crazy delays or things happen that are out of your control. We freak out and it really just takes us off the track, right? We kind of get off the rails. And this video is really dedicated to how, as an empowered woman, how do you navigate life's curveballs, good or bad, without losing your bananas on your family, on your business, all of the things. And this is such a deeply powerful video because what triggered it for me is the concept of when the rug gets pulled from under you. A lot of times it's a death in the family, an illness, a crazy diagnosis, maybe cancer, something happens, a divorce suddenly. You could be an empty nester and all of a sudden your life changes, right? Your kids all leave and you don't have a plan. New babies, new marriages, blending families. There's so many things that can cause an aging parent having to move parents in with you, adult children moving back with you, change of business, loss of jobs, like so many things happen in life. I'm sure I could go on and on and on. And all of you would be like, yeah, that one's mine. Yeah, I've done that. Yeah, I've had that. And I want to talk about that because there's moments that really can shake your identity of who you are. You're all great and moving, skipping down the street and life is going great. And you're high-fiving and you're hitting your goals and everything's great. And then all of a sudden, boom, what happens? It forces you to pause. And it's not about pretending. It's really not about pretending you're okay. And I think women especially love to be like, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. It's really about learning to stay rooted and centered even when things are like throwing you around in the storm or the hurricane of life. Gosh, I've had some crazy stuff happen to people around me recently. And it's interesting. It's a lesson because in the past, I used to get really ruffled and absorb. I don't know if you're that person. If you're an empath like that, this is you. Absorb everybody else's stuff, good and bad, and take it as my own. And it's not for me to take. And that's something to remember, women. If it's happening to someone around you, you can guide them, hold their hand, be in empathy with them, but it's not for you to take. It's not your path and your journey. And it's okay. And you've got to be okay with that. And that's a really, really hard thing sometimes when we love our loved ones, to be okay with that and let them go through their stuff. Right? Because we all have our own stuff and we all have our crosses to bear. Life's going to interrupt you. I think as I'm getting older, I'm seeing it more and more now. I'm seeing it in hindsight through all the interruptions in my life and then watching my friends go through things. And we're really in a season now. We're seeing a lot more deaths and illnesses and parents dying and just weird stuff happening. The world's crazy right now. And even when it's good, growth can be painful, right? When you have a new job and it's exciting and new and you're moving and exciting, it's still disruptive. It's still crazy for your life. And I see it firsthand in working in real estate with clients. Even if you're successful and you're growing and you're developing, stuff's hard. It doesn't just magically show up. Your house doesn't magically pack up and move to the new house and get settled. There's stuff to be done. I think that life doesn't ask permission from you. It just kind of shows up. So you have to decide and not get ruffled in the inside. This is where Michael Singer comes into play. He has that thing like, that's not bothering you, you're bothering yourself. So if you're allowing yourself to kind of get thrown around, that's what happens. And for me, when I got sick, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2019. When I got sick, wow, that was a big rug for me. Different than when I had a baby in the business that I wasn't expecting. That was a different rug. That was a happy rug. And I kind of kicked the can down the road till she came. And then I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But cancer diagnosis, you don't really know. There's so many unknowns. And I think the unknown is what freaks everybody out because we're control freaks in life and we want everything to go the way we want in our checklists and our spreadsheets and our calendar. And when it doesn't and it messes up your plan, it kind of throws you out of whack. And when I look back now on it, it's probably the biggest blessing God could have given me was for me to get sick, as weird as that sounds. And I'm not the only one that says that. I know there are people that have had really bad stuff happen to them and they look back and they know because of that, the chain reaction to other things in their life showed up. So there's that concept of everything is for you, it's happening for you, and you have to really believe that, even the bad stuff. Empowered women, and I call you all empowered women because even if you're on the journey to be empowered, you're empowering yourself, is you don't avoid the hard seasons. That's life. And you walk through them with presence and grace, and you give yourself grace and you give others grace. and you build stronger muscles. Sometimes it will bring you to your knees, and it's okay to have those days. I don't think it means powering through and being stoic. I think that's the key of understanding empowerment. I think it means being vulnerable, opening up, being authentic, and sharing it's okay. I'm having a rough day. This is really hard, and I'm gonna show up and do my job. I'm gonna show up and do these things I promised, but I might not be smiley today, and that's okay. And I think it's important to ask for help. A lot of you women out there don't want to ask for help. You don't want to, in your mind, take handouts or have people feel sorry for you. And I think in honoring your energy, meaning a limited amount of energy, hours in the day, days in the calendar, to accept it, accept the help, and let go of needing to control the outcome all the time and who's doing what, and this has to be done this way. If you can allow things to happen for you and allow people to come in and open the door, people want to help. There's a lot of tiptoeing around. No one wants to push themselves on friends and family when you're trying to help. And so it's really important that if you find someone else in that season of struggle, to be there for them, but also you need to check in on them and check in on yourself, because a lot of people aren't checking on you because they're scared. So it's okay for you to reach out. It's really weird. It's kind of this weird communication, unspoken thing. It's, I thought you were going to call. No, I thought you were going to call kind of thing, right? I think it's really important during those times to really hold tight to your mindset. When we talk about mindset, it's about knowing yourself, the little voices, to not that get carried away, because oh my gosh, what if this happens? And you start getting into this frenzy, and then it's all that. I think it's really important to get a control of that and talk to people and open up and share even the stuff that you're scared about, because it's okay. Journaling a lot. I think personal growth is weird because I think we only seem to talk about it when things are going great, or when it's yay, we're gonna go for our goals, or we're growing a company, or I'm getting better, I'm reading books, or you're doing all these things. You think of personal growth as during times of growth in business and life, but going through survival seasons and hardship seasons are growth too. We just don't see it that way. And so I think it's more important than ever to focus on your personal growth during those hard times, as crazy as that sounds. So however you can do that for you. Reading, listening to the things, getting in music, getting with nature, meditating, praying, being with your loved ones, your tribe, staying anchored, right? Staying anchored in who you are and your identity is huge. Not letting business, fighting for that success, the promotions, the jobs. Sometimes our self-worth and all that collapses during these difficult times, whether they're good and bad. And then that's who we are. That's our identity. And so if we can't separate our identity from our successes in business and what we do as a career, it's scary, because you are more than your job. You're more than your business. You're not just a mom. You're not just a business person. You're not just a wife. You're a human being. You're a woman. You're your own person, separate of all those things. And I think it's really important to stay anchored in that and not let yourself get freaked out about those things. Some practical tips on this. I'm a big calendar blocker, but so block your calendar with, especially if you're going through a hard time right now, of tuning out noise. Where do you need to be silent? Where do you need to be with yourself? Communicate your capacity to people and be hey, it's a really bad time right now for my family or for myself. I only have 3 days a week. Also, create a pause in what you're doing. If I was doing this channel and something happened, I might create a pause in shooting content. It's okay. That would be an example. And if that ever happens and I go away for a little bit, that's probably where it went. Something's going down. And it's okay, because I am doing what I tell you to do, right? I love this one. What is your one non-negotiable? Choose your one non-negotiable, breathing, walking, meditating, swimming, hanging out with your puppies, hanging out with your kitties, laughing, watching a movie, guilty, eating your favorite ice cream, whatever it is, pick the one that's yours. It kind of helps you stay grounded when you're going through a lot of crazy storms. You are allowed to be ambitious, even if you're going through bad times. You're allowed to want to grow, even though you're going through difficult times in your life. Don't allow yourself to dim because you're afraid of everything going around you. You can't do it. Or you're going through just a sad time. It's okay. Emotions and all the things and seasons of life change constantly, and I think it's important to be willing to be flexible and ebb and flow as you need for your life and your business. So if you're navigating something beautiful or hard, just like we discussed here, or both, and you want support through it, and you want someone to hold space for you, I would love to have a conversation. You can book a one-to-one with me. You don't have to go through it alone. And sometimes going through it with a stranger or someone that you don't know personally is a lot easier, I've noticed. And I am involved, just so you know. And I am going to be an energy healer, so I know that there's so many people in pain right now in the world that no one wants to speak up. So if this is you, I am not a therapist, I am not a certified, those kinds of things, and that's not what I want. I think it's more just about being a landing sounding board for someone that needs it and working through things and figuring out what you need as a coach in life. So until next time, I hope this lands with you. It's a pretty raw topic, and things happened this week to me personally and people that I coach and know, and I just felt very compelled to talk about it, because if it happened to more than 3 or 4 people I know in 1 week, it's gotta be happening to people everywhere right now. Life is just crazy, and that's life. It's beautiful and ugly and majestic and messy and imperfect and all the things, and that's what makes it an interesting ride and unique to each of you. So don't be afraid to reach out and connect to have the best version of the life you want, and having that success mindset and personal growth and being empowered is something we all can have, and it's not something in my mind that's a privilege. I think you should all have it if you want it. Okay, till next time.